Welcome to Same Cast, Different Day podcast. I'm your host, Martel, and welcome to part 2 of the season 4 premiere. And I am here with the co-host, Crystal B.
Woo! We're made it. We finally made it in. Hi everyone. Good evening, afternoon, morning, good day. If you're in Australia, whichever. I am Crystal B. Hope everyone is enjoying themselves. Actually, I have a few people actually listen to me on the new app called Clapper. So first of all, shout out to all my friends out there. You're awesome, and I won't take up too much time on everybody. Just want to say I'm still alive. This is part two. I did make part one. I'm sorry. I was busy in life. Life happens. Because Martel was drinking.
Wait, what?
Normal
I
homie.
was I was kind of sober that day.
You, sir, were drinking. You were drinking.
I
Okay.
I don't remember.
All right. Well, I am going to tell my Clapper friends, thank you guys very much for letting me do my little voice thing before I get myself going. I mean, I'm still a little funny, but thank you guys very much. Everyone in my Clapper family, I love you. And we are gonna hit record, and I will be going live shortly on TikTok. We'll see everyone over there. Have a good evening, everyone. Love ya. All
And
right,
then
we're out.
for our listeners, so tonight I'm drinking Sweet Symphony California. It's from Sweet Selections by I want to say Heather Michelle. I can't really read the name. I want to say Heather Michelle. Oh no, Stephen Miller. Sorry, don't know where I got that from, but that's the wine that I'm drinking tonight. Like I said before in the last episode, this is a wine podcast where I drink wine while doing this podcast. So make sure you got your wine glasses ready when you're listening to this podcast. Crystal B never drinks wine with me because she always complains that she has to go to work tomorrow. And I be having to go to work the next day too, but yet I still be drinking at least a half a bottle to a bottle of wine. Just putting it out there. Just putting that out there, people.
Oh, okay. So that's what it's like. That's what it is. That's what it's at.
I keep telling people wine is the only alcohol we can drink. You can drink 3 bottles of wine and you will not wake up with a hangover.
You will not, huh? You will not wake up a hangover. All right.
None
So
whatsoever.
this evening, everyone. So we have some good news. We moved over to Clapper Live this evening. So we will actually get that on recorded to make sure that
Yay,
actually out there.
clapper.
We actually moved over to Clapper for the evening. So as promised, we will be moving around. My head's way close to where it should be, but
I'm going to work on being more active on Clapper. I've gotten a little bit better with TikTok, everybody. So you got to bear with me.
so we are actually so for everyone that I just sent the request out for, actually we are live. This is a live broadcast, live production, getting recorded right now. There we go. All right, we are ready to go. All right, everyone. All right, Evan Kepler. Anyone that stops in, thank you very much. Welcome in, same cast every day, and let's get to it. Martel, what's going on?
All right. So my tirade, my tangent for this episode of the podcast. Here we go, people. So my issue this week is I think actually it's just people who don't want to get the vaccine. I think we should just dump them in like a concentration camp somewhere. I don't think that it's fair that I have to freaking wear a mask in public and everywhere I go and at work because you people refuse to get vaccinated. We need to just drop them off in a camp somewhere.
So, so I will tell you hands down that I believe he's got a good point. Some people on some of the other chats have suggested possibly to move them to another state.
I mean, they could just put them on like a small island somewhere where there's a bunch of unvaccinated people and they can live over there freely and die off slowly. While we stay here and live our normal lives. It's not fair that we're being punished for the people who don't want to get vaccinated.
To be, yes, I mean, really, the honest truth is that it's not fair for any of us that we are all the vaccinated people. We have to wear masks. We have to do all this stuff, all this protocol, just for safety. That we could possibly be carrying it, or we could get it again. You could still wear a mask and still get it. Okay, so people think
Exactly.
just because you wear the mask, oh, I'm safe. I had the shots, I'm safe. Do you understand? On your tangent, you're so right, Martel. It is wrong in so many ways.
Yeah, and like a people like I keep telling people, yes, I know that you can get the the virus, even though you're vaccinated or whatever. But the point of getting vaccinated is it feels like a common cold when you get the virus after being vaccinated. And that's one of the things that I keep stressing to people. Like, there's a more of a chance of surviving the COVID-19 being vaccinated versus being unvaccinated.
Hmm.
I don't know if anybody know locally here, but um oh boy, it's a little bit of a touchy story that somebody told me.
It's okay. We, we,
So
we touch everything.
a police officer, a police officer died, was pronounced, he caught COVID at work and was pronounced dead at the exact same moment that his first child was born. And he was arrested, was vaccinated and everything. And it's just the fact that it's innocent people dying because of people being stupid and not want to get the vaccine.
It, it is very, it's, excuse me, it's very sad and very depressing that, I mean, yes, I actually did hear this story, and it's sad that now this husband is now deceased due to COVID-19. And
Mm-hmm.
especially being in law enforcement, again, um, we, we as a group, we as same cast every day, we support all the divisions of military, including all your civilian style, your police and fire and EMT and stuff like that. And that's sad when someone that actually puts their heart and soul and goes to school and gets, college and everything else degrees. It's sad to see this and see a person die. That shouldn't. It shouldn't. It should not happen.
And say, and then for the like the people who work in a hospital environment, they've been saying like, oh well, I worked this long without a vaccine. Why should I get it now? I'm like, if you could be able to treat people. At the end of the day, it's about you being healthy enough. So if you do come in contact with the virus, guess what? You can still come to work and treat people. Plain and simple.
It's facts. It's straight
I
up.
mean, the whole point, the whole is more. It's important to keep our frontline staff, our hospital staff safe and keep and make sure they're vaccinated just for that they can take care of the general community outside of COVID victims. You might be have somebody with a heart attack, stroke, whatever. We need those people to stay healthy so to take care of our sick people. And that's why to a lot of co-workers or people, because I work in a hospital environment, and there's still some of them that are fighting getting the vaccine, and they already hit the deadline. So, but now they're basically on the verge of being unemployed because now they say, "Hey, either you get the vaccine or you fired." At this point.
A lot of pretty much I believe the Aurora um, Medical Group or Aurora Medical Centers,
Mm-hmm.
state both in Wisconsin and Illinois, made it mandatory that workers, all workers have to get it. Full and
Mm-hmm.
part-time, even casual employees have to all get it.
And I believe in the vaccine mandates that's been going out. One thing I do believe in, like the president, what is our president name? Joe Biden.
Joe,
uh,
Grandpa Joe, Uncle
Uncle
Joe,
Joe, yeah, Uncle
Uncle
Joe.
Joe, Uncle
I believe
Joe.
I think what Uncle Joe was going with, where if your business or establishment has more than 100 employees, I agree that every last one of those employees should be vaccinated. And then I feel like that's the mandate that he should hand down, because if you have over 100 of some employees working together and sometimes in closed environments and stuff like this, and then you got two or three people who are not vaccinated and they're spreading the virus around, stuff, just bad stuff can happen when you got that many amount of people in a small environment, trying to work and everything. Like it's a recipe for disaster.
It's not just a, oh, by the way, it's a quick easy thing. All right, so let's break this down, because on your tangent, let's break this down so people understand this a little more. So we've had COVID,
I'm sick of it.
and which is SARS something two, something, I believe what the science thing is exact. And then before this, now we've had like other diseases back when Obama was in, and um,
Ebola.
and Ebola, and then we've also had like we've also had the Spanish flu. We've had um, oh
Oh,
god, it's
d- uh,
polio. You
Speaking
know,
of the Spanish flu, COVID-19 has now killed as many people as the Spanish flu did,
yes, yes.
pandemic did.
So the people that, again, I don't know the people that did chose not back in the early 1900s not to take the shots for the Spanish flu. Again, this is like version two of the Spanish flu. This is what it
Hmm.
is. Just in the new generation area, and this is what's going on.
It's basically the
So
same virus, just a different name.
yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what it is. So
But yeah, that was my whole tangent. Is these unvaccinated people just need to go off on the island somewhere on their own. So that way, us people who are vaccinated can just go back to normal.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just reading a comment here from one of the people said the scary part is that we have a two punch coming, you know, coming out of this with the flu virus,
Hmm.
which is actually like part of the mutation. Now, now again, people may butcher me on this one, but do you think about this? COVID is a kind of a version of a flu virus.
It's a stronger version of the flu.
Yeah.
It's like you have flu
Well,
symptoms and stuff. It's like probably 20 times worse.
and it's bad because now it takes it to a whole new level. It
Which
complete.
I'll be getting my flu shot.
Oh, I'll definitely be getting mine for my surgery. And by the way, we are like 29 days from surgery date.
Speaking of your surgery, because that was my tangent, everybody. And I forgot to mention, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, you somehow was strolling through podcasts and you clicked on Same Cast Different Day podcast and decided to stream it. Just know you can watch the video version of the podcast on YouTube. Just search Same Cast Different Day podcast on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and you can watch the podcast there in video version.
All right, so I have a question for you, Martel. So
Mhm.
actually, in our thing, so a gentleman asked, is he saying people who have allergies and shouldn't take the vaccine be segregated?
Actually,
Uh,
I'm not saying that because I am an allergy sufferer. I have allergies real bad every time the seasons change. When it's going from spring to summer and when it's going from summer to fall, my allergies are really, really bad, and I still got the vaccines.
I mean, I have allergies too. I got the same issue. Depend on weather and crap that stuff that's in and out. But no, we weren't talking about people with allergies. We were talking
No,
about people not getting the virus. So sometimes misinformation. Again, this is the misinformation we like to explain. Is that we're taking those. We explain that maybe those people should all get their own little
the
community
the
together.
the anti-vaxxer should be put on an island somewhere.
Put maybe again, we're not here to tell you what to do. Just that maybe make our life easier.
I want to be able to travel and not have to wear a freaking mask, people. That's all I'm saying. I want to be able to go out and have fun and drink and get plastered and passed out and not have to worry about catching COVID. That's all I'm saying.
And it regardlessly if you had it or not, regardlessly, like I know someone actually
Yes,
hasn't.
you can contract it a second time, people.
You can contract COVID numerous times, more than once. Yep. Mm-hmm. That is very true.
Although, from what I heard, after you catch COVID, it takes 90 days. I think it's at a 90-day period or something like that before you're not considered like it's out of your system, like you can't transmit it no more. Even though you went through the whole you tested negative and and then you go through like a period of whatever. It was like 90 days or something like that that they're saying now where it's just fully out of your system. When you test negative, it's just at a level where you probably just can't transmit it through a sneeze or something like that. But it's a good chance that you can still give it to somebody within that 90-day period. The perks of working at a hospital.
All right. So as we're talking about, so to us, regardlessly, if you are using your.
This is a good wine. This wine is amazing. It's so sweet, go
Okay.
down so smooth. It's been a while since I had a sweet wine. I'm sorry.
Okay, so as Mr. Martell's talking about wine, I'm enjoying it really.
My headphones. I'm sorry, I am having some issues going on over here.
What are you doing, dude? Seriously.
My hair is tangled up in the headphones. There we go. I can hear. Okay, there we go, people. Mishap. Technology issues happen, but we are unfiltered. This is not going to get edited out whatsoever because we let you guys hear all the shenanigans that goes on, even if it's some mess ups.
So we had someone just to kind of shout out here. We actually had two of them. I'll read them here. So there's a gentleman says that his blood is being used for COVID treatments, and three medical establishments recommend against it. Okay.
Actually, because the way how they came up with the vaccine is through people like donating blood. And what they do with your blood is they actually take your blood and they separate it from the plasma. And they take the plasma out your blood, so they actually use the plasma in your blood to make the vaccines. That's how they and like well, I said not necessarily the vaccines because it's like totally different, but to treat people in the hospital who has COVID. So like anybody who has been say so for instance, they went to the ER and they ended up in ICU on a ventilator and they have COVID-19, they're given plasma to help treat COVID-19. So that's why they when they take your blood and stuff, they mostly using your plasma. They're not really using much of your blood. It's all the plasma in your blood.
And someone else just commented that after in COVID you would have to wait 3 to 4 months to get a vaccine, which I believe it is 90 days, like you said. I believe so.
It
And depend
is,
on your how well you're compromised too. You got to think your immune system, immune system being compromised.
I believe it's only 6 weeks after. So it's you only time they make you wait after to get the vaccine if you receive plasma. So if you were just in ICU and you just having regular health issues and you did not receive any plasma, you can get the vaccine right at discharge, or they would give you the vaccine before you discharge out the hospital and they send you on your way. But yeah,
So
it's only if you receive plasma.
So yeah, so yeah, yeah, and that would be correct. After your 3 to 4 months, make sure that you could get the vaccine with negative testing. Being yeah.
I think the most you'll have to wait is 2 months after getting discharged to out the hospital after getting plasma.
So I mean, and there's a gentleman here said that he's been doing trials for more than 6 months. I mean, by all means, if there's a way that you're willing to help science and the health industry, by all means,
Mm-hmm.
we respect you for doing this, for taking your blood, your plasma, and letting them, you know,
And if you also want to help, just go to your local plasma bank and just donate some of your plasma, and they pay you for it too. So if you want to help with like the treatment, and then on top of it, the plasma that you donate is not necessarily all going to like COVID research or COVID victims. There are some people who basically need like oil changes in their body where they basically got to take all the old plasma because it was making them sick basically, so they have to take all the old plasma, put in new plasma. So they're not just using it for COVID. Plasma is actually used for a lot of different things for health reasons.
all positive things to make a person better and maybe improve their health and life.
And don't forget, you get paid if you go to a plasma bank and donate your plasma.
We same cast Renee will tell you hands down with that we recommend people to always, if you can help out in any way whatsoever, there's always blood that's being needed. Go to your local your local
Like
blood bank
my
or
mom
any.
my mom was one of those people who benefit from plasma. Like she has a blood disease where basically if her plasma, or her blood, gets kind of tainted in a way and it thickens up and it causes clots. And so basically when her blood, it gets to the point where her body produces actually like balls of blood inside her body. And if when she gets sick, she basically has to go in and get all new plasma put in. And I think she had to do like at least 4 to 5 different plasma treatments, but I had to put in all new plasma into her body. And that's how her body recuperates. Every when she gets sick like that, she needs plasma.
And you know what? To me, I mean, yes, we'd love to. There's got to be ways to find cures than getting paid for stuff, but understand that this is the way they're compensating you, and they, you have to understand that science and health, only has so much.
Yeah, but
resources.
if they
Your
need the extra
resources.
money, though, I think you can go twice a week and get paid twice a week.
There you go.
So if if helping people isn't enough cause for you, getting some little money for helping people should, push more people to go and donate plasma.
I mean, I do believe that they should be pushing more, but again, we also have to look at what the resources between science and health and what they have for resources, laboratories, stuff like that. So there are things into this as we talk about,
And,
but
I work at a hospital, so they're always pushing us to donate blood, plasma, money, all kind of stuff.
oh no, I had blood work today, and the gentleman that took care of me again, whatever, young man, and not to make myself old, because I mean, he was about, I don't know, maybe he's older than me, probably. He could have been 50. He said I was 27, which is nice. Whatever, that's nice.
um,
So and he was the, he was gay. This guy was gay, and you could tell it straight up. Like, I don't care. Again, I don't care. Again, no. He's a pretty good looking guy. Okay, for a lady, he's a pretty good looking guy. So
were you hoeing at your doctor's appointment?
no, no,
That's all I want to know. Were you hoeing
no,
at your
no,
doctor's appointment? It's okay if you were hoeing at your doctor's appointment.
no, 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 no,
I told you sometimes you need to pull out them hoe boots with that freakum dress.
no, 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 no. I was getting blood work done. I was not at the doctor.
Well,
The
you could have
doctor.
with the lab man. You could have been hoeing with the lab man then.
Oh, brother.
So I'm trying to get Baby Bop because unfortunately, oh yeah, don't forget, guys, I'm wearing the official Same Cast Different Day T-shirt. Don't know if you guys can see it. Let me move my microphone for a quick second. Boom, there you go.
Oh,
Head over to cafepress.com/scdd podcast to get your merchandise. But I'm trying to have Baby Bop make me a custom wine glass that has the podcast logo on there. So
so we'll each get our own little wine glass that I'll actually have to start drinking from every Thursday night and Tuesdays as I can. So yeah. So now you want to talk about, well, you want to talk about surgery, my surgery,
yep, go ahead.
and
The
I
floor
know
is yours.
my voice has not been the best, so forgive me, everyone. Um, so my surgery is coming up. We have actually 20, according to my friend. Like, if you did the clock exactly, it's 28 days and some hours and minutes and seconds and blah blah blah. So we'll just go 29 days and go that way because I don't have a timer. And maybe we
You
need to
should
have one.
invest in one.
You can download the app. Like, this is what someone will tell me. You could download the app Crystal B and you can get this done. And I said, what, I know I could, but you know what? I'm just busy getting our things done. Trying to get a
So
few things around my house.
so the closer we get to your surgery date, are you nervous?
So I am nervous. I actually made a new friend out in out in the East Coast, near DC, Maryland. So that's DCM is what they call it. I guess I don't know the initials for stuff. I don't know. It's East Coast stuff. You know, really. I'm just we're
It's
just
like a Baltimore, Maryland, and no, they call it Baltimore, Washington, and somewhere it's another city
yeah.
that's
It's
included
yeah
in it.
BWI. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. I
something
don't
like that. I forgot.
know.
That's some
Like,
young people stuff.
it sound like some from like Texas.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
sounds like like a Texas initials.
And
But
nothing comes good out of Texas.
I mean, well, I mean, here we have Pace Picante, so I guess that comes out of Texas. I guess I don't know.
Who?
Pace? You ever heard of like salsa?
Oh, well, I got some Mexican friends on the south side. I mean, they can make it homemade if I need it.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
that's better yet. That's better. Yes. I go to the store and be like, "Hey, neighbor, can you hook me up? I want some real salsa."
I love my my Mexican and Latin friends. Like I don't know. I know. Do you want to know we get off topic just for a little bit?
Let's talk about
But
'em.
like I don't understand why people disrespect like Mexicans and Latinos so much. They are like the most kind and loving, most loving people that you can ever have around you, and people disrespect them so much. Like they work harder, probably twice as harder than I do, and people want to disrespect them. Like that bothers me when people do that. Like people always tell them like the Mexicans are coming over here stealing all our jobs. You tell me one millennial that want to go work in a freaking factory or go out in the field and pick beans and berries and stuff to get sold in the stores. You find me one that's willing to do that.
Yeah, no, not none, zero.
and that was an issue. I don't know if I talked about it on the premiere. I had went on a tirade on the Fox 6 Facebook page with some Trump supporters, and they was just kept talking about manufacturing jobs and factories and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, millennials do not want to work in factories. Generation Z people do not want to work in factory. What do you boomers not understand? Nobody wants to do that kind of work anymore. And you guys are so upset about these jobs being gone when nobody wants to work these jobs. And then you
Mhm.
keep talking, making it seem like Biden is such a bad president that all these factory jobs are leaving. No, the factory jobs are leaving because people don't want to work the jobs no more. And people who do want to work the jobs want $30, $40 an hour. Like, no.
To be honest with you, I mean, a fake job right now, most of them start at $15 an hour. That's USY.
Right.
That's just an average. Okay, to be honest with you. So a lot of them have moved that dollar amount up from whatever it was before. Everyone's been pushing to 15. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I've even seen, this is crazy. I've seen even like McDonald's and Hardee's go to 12.50 to 13.50 an hour. Just for fast food, which blows my mind. But you
Oh,
know what
wow.
though? How are you getting people at 7.25 an hour? Who's coming to work at that?
I
And
mean, nobody.
and if you like you live in a metro city, okay? A metro, you got like multiple cities, multiple villages, towns, and all attached. Just think, of maybe, I don't know, take a stab at Milwaukee, maybe around 4 to 5 million, maybe people.
Milwaukee, I think has actually less than a million people. I think it's only like 5 to 600,000 is our population here.
Okay, so maybe about a million. Okay, so a million people. There's no in the world people at 7.25 an hour living in this kind of that kind of area would be able to afford anything.
They wouldn't, just for the simple fact that Milwaukee is going through this whole process where they want to build all these high rises and they want to look like an expensive city without the expensive city money. Which means the price of property tax going up and water bills, the price of water and all this other stuff is going up, which means that landlords are now charging more money for rent. Like, and the crazy part about it is I saw a post on Facebook and it was like landlords want 2021 rent with 1987 bathrooms in a houses still. Like, good point. Like, your houses are not up to date, but you want 12, 13, $1,400 a month in rent, and your property is not even up to date. So I agree with that. Sometimes it's not worth the money, but landlords are charging this much money because once again, the cost of living is going up
Yeah.
and all these
Mhm.
other things. Like I said, and I keep telling people there are jobs out there. Just some people don't want to work them. And like I said, the millennials and Generation Zs, yes, there are some that are willing to work manufacturing jobs, but the majority of them doesn't. A lot of these newer generation wants to be TikTok stars and they're successful at being TikTok stars. So if I'm
Mhm.
successful on TikTok and I'm able to, get paid to talk about somebody's product on my TikTok page because I have 3 million followers, why would I go work a normal job?
Oh no, you're right. I mean, what? Why would you want to have a normal paying job when you can actually make
You're your
way
own
more
brand.
money? You can be your own brand. You have your own company. You can make your own hours. You can sleep in, work the hours you want. If you want to work one day a week and you got paid enough for the whole week,
Yeah,
that's it.
something like these people. Like there's people who are, successful and taking care of themselves, living their own lives, and or whether it's through OnlyFans or TikTok or I do video sketches on YouTube, like comedy sketches or whatever. They're finding ways to be successful without having to work the normal. I got to work this job to be to get the American dream type thing, and that's what I when I people like the Trump supporters, and when I hear that, I'm like, you guys are fighting for things that nobody wants to do. And I don't really get it. Like at some point, when it's gonna get to your head, like nobody lives that type of lifestyle no more in 2021.
And nobody has the funds or anything else. But to be honest, I mean, even people. Now, I'm just saying, like myself, I'm doing a fundraiser just to cover some funds, okay. But I even admitted to a lot of my friends on the Clapper app that I admitted that I still have bills to pay for the next 3 months. And guess what? has come out of my pocket that I won't do a fundraiser for. And they're like, you know what? You need to keep the fundraiser going as long as people are willing to donate.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a new. I have a new one up. I will get it up on the Same Cast Every Day Facebook page and on Instagram. So I will get that up this week. We'll do some updates within the next week or two before I head out for surgery on our direct.me for Same Cast Every Day. So make sure to update all that stuff so that you can check on our stuff and you can see where we're at, see what apps we got on, where we're at, what we're doing.
Okay,
Interact with us.
speaking of back to your surgery, because I think we got about 15 minutes left before we got to wrap
Yes.
up this episode. Um, so speaking of back to your surgery, so you say you were nervous going into the surgery. Now, after the surgery, how long is it before I can get you plastered?
So I will. So are you talking like in person or doing actually like when we do our same cast our
When
podcast?
we just get drunk, period. I can't wait to get you drunk.
So you will have to come up by me or come get me. But I believe after like 4 to 6 weeks, so some around Thanksgiving, first of
I
December.
mean, okay, cause we got to make a day before October 1st, which is coming up very soon, to get wasted.
So we will make a day coming up. We will do a, I don't know, I'm not sure if we'll actually do a little fun with same cast different day for the fun of it while we have a little beverages and just talk about things. Who knows? Maybe you never know. It's
Who
possible.
knows?
You never really know what's gonna come out of our mouths, what we're gonna talk about, and what kind of tangents that Martellus wants to throw at us.
Wait, whoa, why you have to say my tangent? Wait, why we have to say my tangent? I'm just saying.
No, 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 and don't feel bad. Don't and Crystal, no, no. By all means, it's a good little interaction. There'll be times where Martel will have guests come in for me for hopefully a month or so. You know, I will be back as soon as I can get myself back to sitting down normally without any pain afterwards. So, maybe I might have to just do my maybe I just have to do it by laying down and doing the show. I mean, we'll
Or
figure.
we can get you a real comfy pillow or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
don't. We'll figure some. We'll figure out some shenanigans for that part of the.
I'll tell you what, everyone. Before I have a surgery in October, like well, mid Octoberish, I'll tell you what. If you have any ideas, drop us a message at Instagram or Facebook. Hit us up, and if you have an idea or a product that I would could use, wow, I need to sit down nicely because I actually need to get one actually for the plane ride back too. I have to get a pillow.
and so how soon afterwards can, because you're gonna have to go shopping for some new clothes. I'm gonna have to teach you how to get some hooker heels, some hooker boots. We're gonna have to work on getting some mini skirts, no leggings, no leggings, and some tank tops, some nice dresses. We might have to get you a ball gown too.
That's fine. We how long? Well, I believe like November. I don't know, like third week in November, like the end of the third week in November.
Okay.
I should be like safe to go, shopping. I mean, I'll be walking slow. I'll be walking probably like an 80-year-old, but for a little while. But the good news about it is though by Christmas time, a little about 2 3 weeks before Christmas, I will be able to start driving. Just that I have to be careful due to the slippery roads and crappy weather we have in the state of Wisconsin.
I actually do got a question. So, like, some people after they get the surgery, they have to go back and get a second surgery. I don't know what the second surgery consists of. So, is all of yours gonna be done just in one surgery, or will you have to go back for a second one?
So yes, there are revisions people do. Good question. And so I'm going to have a one and done, unless there's other things I wish to have done to my body.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that wouldn't be prob. I mean, I can go back to that surgeon again if I want to in the future, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I'll probably get something a little more local or something that's within driving distance. So I don't have to fly somewhere where if it only takes you, I'm at the max 8 hour drive at the max.
Because I
Yes, that's
heard there's this plastic surgery that can give you some triple Z boobs.
First of all, let's get the next year, okay? And then I'll get the next contract for work, and I can do some more
Because
school.
I've been trying to get Tina to donate some of her boobage to somebody because she could throw them things over her shoulders at this point. They're like, good God, woman, how do you carry those things all day?
I'm happy with mine. Mine aren't the biggest, but they're there. They're there. Listen, there's genetic women that can't eat, that don't even have a decent cup size.
That is true.
You know,
I
and
mean,
and
there are just some people out there that they just like I would just be wondering um like some people they go and like, oh, they go get real boobs, big boobs first, and then go get the bottom surgery done. I'm like, but why do you like when they do it, like why do your boobs always have to be so big? Like, what happened to having nice, small, little perky ones? Like you don't see those no more.
like mine are nice and small. Like
Like you just don't see them no more. Like, come on. Like eventually you're not gonna be able to carry those things around after a while because you don't have back pain from trying to carry them things around.
oh, you got D's or double. Oh, they're D or plus. Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Like
oh,
I've had a coworker of mine. I think somebody in her family actually had to go went in and got theirs reduced because they were so big. And
oh.
I'm like, oh jeez, I don't know how they do it. That's why I love being a guy. Oh my god, I
There's
couldn't.
a lot.
I,
They're actually. Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Oh yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I just couldn't imagine having to walk around and carry those. Oh my goodness.
I mean, just think they're actually, they do weigh. I mean, a lot of them is fat. A lot of that's fat, like body fat. I mean,
Yeah,
really.
there's some people be carrying extra like 50 pounds on their back because of them things. Like, good God.
Like mine are nice and small and perky. Okay, I like mine.
Mhm.
All right,
Did you
I
just
like mine.
shimmy? Did you just shimmy? Oh my goodness. These shenanigans here, people. These shenanigans. Well, I guess we can wrap this up because we unfortunately got to record 2 episodes tonight. So we're going to wrap up this episode, a same cast, different day podcast. And don't forget to head over to cafepress.com/STDD podcast for your official podcast merch. I'm wearing the podcast t-shirt for those of you watching on YouTube. I'm wearing the official podcast t-shirt. And Crystal,
Don't don't forget our website. You can check us out at direct.me/samecast different day podcast. We are actually, I would do up, Crystal B does the updates, so we get some updates going. You can actually go there to direct.me/samecast different day. You can actually click on the latest episode, and we actually give you the options of which one you will listen to, plus download it right off our website. And then guess what? Don't cost you a dime, people. Got that baby for free.
it's not like having you around because I never remember none of the website stuff.
Don't forget, because the original premiere part one, we forgot it. It was, I wasn't there. That's okay. That's,
And don't forget you can follow the podcast on Facebook, which is Same Cast Different Day Podcast on Facebook, and on Instagram. I believe it's Same Cast DFNT Day Podcast on Instagram. And then
now,
Crystal, let them know where they can find you.
and so I updated my socials for season 4 that I can't talk about here. So I updated mine. Crystal B on Facebook. Check me out there. You can also check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and now the Clapper at Miss Care Bear WI. So you can check me out all the same name. And don't worry, we're not gonna talk about the old maid one.
You know I was waiting for it.
No,
She
no, we're not
loved,
doing.
she loved to mention her Snapchat page last season. And you know, every time I would say that was made for old people.
So sorry, we're not into Snapchat anymore. We're sorry, everybody. We moved on to Instagram. So
And then you can find me on the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram, the TikTok, and the Clapper now, all at Martel Roland. Oh my God, I'm gonna say my name wrong. Yeah, Martel Roland. So thank you all for tuning into this episode a Same Cast Different Day podcast. We hope to see you next week. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening on Apple, don't forget to leave us that 5-star review and also hit that subscribe button also. So thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Same Cast Different Day podcast. And we will see you all on Tuesday.